What is going on, guys? Gene here, and here for you today a video. It's been a while since I've done a video, mainly because the Shadowverse format has been a little bit stale for me. Especially it was mainly just Vengeance and Alana. It just seemed a little boring for me, so I just wanted to take a break until the mini expansion came out. And here we have all new 17 cards coming up for the mini expansion. Hopefully they will change the format, give it more diversity. And I have not seen a lot of these cards. Some of them I have, but it will be a nice surprise to me for at least most of these cards. Yeah, so first off, we're starting off with May, Eager Elf. 1 mana 1/1 Forestcraft Gold follower. Has Invocation. When you play your 4th card this turn, put this card from your deck into play, then return it back to your hand. And Fanfare, if at least 4 other cards are played this turn, deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower. So if you're playing more of a combo style Forestcraft deck, this is basically once you're done playing 4 cards, like you usually do with like Roach and stuff like that, it comes out on the board, goes back to your hand, and it's basically you just pay 1 more extra play point just to deal 4 damage to an enemy follower, and that seems pretty good outside of being a 1 mana 1/1 regularly. So it still does something in your hand, but you can also get it for free out of your deck, so you can combo it off. Yeah, it seems like a pretty decent 1-drop. Next we have Pista, Wings of Mercy, 3 mana 3/3 legendary Forestcraft follower. It's vanilla on unevolved, but when you evolve it, gains full stats, and it gives your evolving effect. During your turn, whenever a follower is added to your hand from anywhere but your deck, give that follower +1/+1. So basically, you play cards like Fairy Circle or any fairy generator, it'll give the fairies a +1/+1. So you have 2/2 fairies, which is insane, as well as if you bounce roaches, like the new roach, you add it to your hand, it gets +1/+1. So you also just get a much bigger roach on the board. It's just a very solid card for any type of deck like Aggro Forest, Roach Forest, and stuff like that. It's pretty solid. Next, we have Honored Frontguard General. Looks like he is back. Same stats as before, so I'm at 5/6 gold. Still has Ward, and now he can't be targeted by enemy spells and effects. Alright. Makes him a bigger threat to get rid of. And last words, he summons a Shield Guardian, and he gives it +X/+X. X equals the number of times allied followers have evolved during this match, which usually by the time you play Honor Frontguard General would be all your evo points, will probably be around 2-3. So Shield Guardian is the 1 mana 1/1 with Ward, so you'll usually be like a 3/3 or 4/4 with Ward. So 7 mana 8/9 or 7 mana 9/10 stats for, it's pretty good. Very good for the mid-range Swordcraft decks. Just a solid card in general. Now we have the Swordcraft Legendary card, Everlasting Castle, 0 mana Amulet. Fanfare, use X play points to put a random follower that costs X play points from your deck into play, and X equals your remaining play points. So basically, for 0 mana, or for whatever mana you're at right in the moment, if you're at turn 7, you have 7, you could play this, you get a random 7-drop from your deck onto the board, like Frontguard General. Or if you're 8, you get a Thom. If you're 5, you get Albert. And then if it's at the end of your turn or later, you summon a Steelclad Knight, which is just a 2/2 follower. Just a 2/2 vanilla. And a frequently asked question: if there are no followers in your deck for your remaining play points, what does it do? It does nothing, and it will not use any play points. Simple as that. And next we have Levi. He is back, still in Runecraft, as a 4 mana 3/3, and his effect is deal X damage to an enemy follower. X equals 2 times the amount of allied amulets in play. So he still burns any random enemy follower, but this time he does not burn face, which is a huge deal. But he's still very good in tempoing out. If you have at least like 1 Earth Sigil on the board, he'll do 2 damage to an enemy follower, which is still good for a 4-drop. If there's 2, it deals 4 and just scales up very nicely. And on the evolve, he has Earthright, randomly put an Earth Sigil and a card with Earthright from your deck into hand, which is great because we need a way to search out all our Earthright cards from our deck to our hand, and this is a nice way of doing it. Next we have Golem Squad, a 3-mana spell for Runecraft legendary. If this card's been spell boosted at least 5 times or less, you summon a Clay Golem and a Scrap Golem, which is a 2/2 and a 0/2 with a ward. If it's spell boosted from 6 to 11 times, you summon a Guardian Golem and a Clay Golem, so it's a 3/3 with a ward and a 2/2 body. But if it's been spell boosted at least 12 times, you summon an Ultimate Clay Golem and a Guardian Golem. So what is the Ultimate Clay Golem, you ask? It is the new 7-mana 5/5 follower. You can evolve for 0 evolution points, gains full stats, and when you evolve it, you give the leader the following effect. Whenever Clay Golem comes to play, it becomes another one of this guy. So basically, with this new mini expansion, they give a new great card for Dirt Rune with Levi, and a new amazing payoff for Spell Boost Rune with Golem Squad. And yeah, this card is nothing to laugh about. I'm just happy that they're not supporting more of the Evolve Rune or the Mech Rune, because yeah, the deck's getting a little stale. But the deck's still pretty fun to play, but it's just a little stale. And I like revisiting older archetypes. Yeah, Scrap Golem's 0/2, Clay Golem, and Guardian Golem. Next we have Ian Dragonbuster, Dragoncraft Gold follower, 4-mana 3/3. Fanfare, changes follower to an Ian and Adele newlyweds, or summon an enemy Adele Jealous Dragon. And on the evolve, you get to deal 3 damage to enemy follower, which is pretty good. Now what are the other cards? You can either change it to this, Ian and Adele newlyweds. It's a 4-mana 3/3 with Ward and Drain, and when you evolve, you can return all other allied followers back to your hand. So you can reuse very good fanfare abilities, and that's pretty much it. Adele is a 4-mana 3/3 with last word, steal 2 damage to all allies. I feel like this is what you're going to be doing more often, maybe because you play Ian, you give your opponent Adele, and then you can evolve Ian, deal 3 damage to Adele, and then deals 2 damage to all allies. So it'll basically be a 4-mana on Evo, deal 2 damage to all opponents' followers, which is great. It's board clear, and for 4-mana, Dragon can really use that, especially since Dragon's not really played as much as in the past. And now we have their legendary. Ayla has gone from bronze to gold, and now she's a legendary follower. 6-mana 4/4 Ayla, Devoted Knight. Fanfare, you get an empty play point orb and recover 3 play points. And on the evolve, if you have at least 6 play points, you can use 6 of those to summon a Devoted Dragon and reduce damage to his follower to 0 while you have an allied Devoted Dragon in play. And so what's a Devoted Dragon? It is a 6-mana 6/6, has Bane and Ward as long as Ayla is in play. And this seems like a very broken card. The only time you're ever going to see both cards come out of the same turn is when you're on turn 9, because you want to play Ayla, get 3 play points back. So if you're on turn 9, you play her, you go to 3, and you get 3 more back, then you evolve, and then use the rest of the 6 to get the Devoted Dragon. But when you're at 9 play points, it's still a very broken play. Devoted Dragon, Bane and Ward for 6/6. For 9 mana, you get a 6/6 and a 4/4, and she can't take damage while your Devoted Dragon's in play, and she gains full stats on Evo. It's pretty insane. Yeah, hopefully Dragon does stuff with these new cards. Next we have the Shadowcraft card, Sora Arcane Fist. 2-mana 2/2 gold follower, Fanfare Necromancy 4, gain +2/+2, and evolve, deal X damage to enemy follower, X equals the follower's attack. So this is what's most likely going to replace Lady Grey when she gets rotated out and when next set drops. And because it's just a very strong 2-drop follower. If you have Necromancy 4, which is very easy to get nowadays, it's a 2-mana 4/4. And on the evolve, it'll gain +1/+1, and then it'll deal 5 to a random enemy follower, which it'll clear mostly any follower you want. So it's just a very strong 2-drop. And next we have the legendary follower, Usher of Souls, 4 mana 4/4. Fanfare, you put a copy of a random ally follower, destroy this turn into your hand, and change its cost to 0, and give it at the end of the turn, destroy this follower. No one really knows how it work with like the spell for the Shadow Omen, where you could make a follower lose all of its abilities. No one knows if it's just it loses all its abilities, or it's part of one of its abilities, or it just dies at the end of the turn anyway. So you could just destroy any follower you want and get a free copy of that follower with a you just use his Fanfare again, and it's pretty good. Cards you could do that is probably like the new Zeus, the Mordecai, just to get a free trade and stuff like that. It's just a very solid card in some combo oriented Shadowcraft decks. Next we have Moriana Shadow Devil, 6 mana 4/4 gold, Bloodcraft follower. Fanfare, Avenge is activated for you, recover 2 evolution points. Another card for Vengeance, Bloodcraft, yada yada yada. Next we have Spawn has come back, still the same stats, 8 mana 6/7. Has Accelerate 2, you summon a Voice of the Abyss. Ambush, if Ambush is active for you, when this follower attacks, summon 3 Voice of the Abysses. And on Evolve, he summons 4 instead of 3. So what are Voice of the Abysses? They are a 2 mana 1/2 follower that has Strike, gain +1/+1 to the end of turn with Ambush. So just a very solid 2-drop. Very good for like a more aggressive style Shadowcraft deck. And because you get a bunch of ambush creatures, and Spawn is just very good even at 8 mana for a more aggressive style a Bloodcraft deck. So yeah, pretty good cards. Next we have Havencraft Laelia, Saint of Peace, 2 mana 1/4 gold follower. At the end of your opponent's turn, destroy all followers and evolve, gain ambush until the end of your opponent's turn. At the end of your turn, at the end of his turn, you still destroy all followers. So the card that everyone relates back to is the Hearthstone card Doomsayer. It is basically the same thing, just less health than the OG Doomsayer, because 7 health would just be way too much for a 2-drop, even in Shadowverse with 0 attack. But still, 4 health is still pretty big, especially for Havencraft with all the wards they play. They could just put up a bunch of wards and play Laelia, and then your opponent's board is cleared, and then you could probably just do a lot more, maybe like an Evolve style Havencraft deck with Zeus and stuff like that. You just clear the board out, then you just play Zeus and swing your opponent for a bunch of damage, since you're probably going to evolve already in the ambush as well. But hopefully you have wards to protect you, because if you can just play this, evolve it, and then pass, your opponent is just going to have a free turn to swing at you. Next we have Destiny Winged Knight, 1 mana 2/2 legendary creature. It's pretty insane for the stats. At the end of your turn, if there are at least 2 allied amulets in play, gain a +1/+1. And at the start of your turn, if this follower's attack or defense has not been increased by spell effect, destroy this follower. So the easiest home for this card is basically the Rabbit Haven decks, mainly because it is a 1-drop. You're gonna get it off the Rabbit on the Evo or on the Enhance, and then when you evolve the Rabbit, all your 1-drops gain a +1 attack every turn. So this card will not be destroyed if you bring out with Rabbit. So it's just a 1 mana 2/2 for free if you get Rabbit, especially if you get multiple of them. It's just pretty strong. If you don't get it out, if you don't have Rabbit up, it's just a 1 mana 2/2 that just dies. So it's mainly just for the Rabbit synergy. Outside of that, I don't see it being played in any other Haven decks. Next we have Vier Doll Slayer, 2 mana 1/2 gold follower for Portal. Bane, whenever allied puppet comes into play, if you have at least 2 play points, use 2 play points to transform it into a demon, or not demon, Doll Slayer. Last words, you transform a random allied Doll Slayer into this card. And Doll Slayer is just a 2-mana 1/2 with ambush. It's basically a way to use your puppets to help Vier stay alive. It just helps clear a lot of cards. You play Vier, you play a puppet that gains ambush, and becomes another Doll Slayer with ambush. You use Vier to clear a creature. The ambush creature becomes another Vier, and then you play another puppet, becomes another ambush, and etc, etc, etc. Vier just never die. Especially this is a way that you could make use of your puppets in a different way, instead of just comboing out puppets and then just killing your opponent with Maisha. This is a nice, more controlling way to use your puppets. Next we have Orcas linked Tart. 7-mana 5/5 legendary Portalcraft follower. Fanfare, choose either summon Lloyd the android or Marionette Uno. Whenever an allied Lloyd comes to play, give +2/+2. Or whenever an allied Marionette Uno comes to play, summon Marionette Do. And evolve, transform a puppet into your hand into a Marionette Tray. And whenever and it still has the same effect, one on the evolve. But the evolve effect is pretty insane. If anyone doesn't remember, Lloyd is the 3-mana 1/4 with ward, and if your opponent would target a creature on your board, you have to target Lloyd first. Marionette Uno is the ambush. Marionette Do is the 3/2 with storm. And Trey, though, is the 6-mana 3/3 with storm and can attack twice. And when it dies, you summon a Marionette Uno, Marionette Do. But this card is very insane, because if you save your first evo point for like Orcas on turn 7, then you just play, you transform a puppet into Marionette Tray in your hand, and then you just have like an easy 10 damage storm on your turn 8. It's pretty good, especially since if you still have your win con as Maisha, this is just a nice alt win condition for the deck. It's just, Orcas is just one of my favorite cards, man. No matter what they do, Orcas is still very good, and she still summons the same 2 guys. Hopefully this card makes Portalcraft on the map again. And last but not least, we have the meme, the Duck. Hamza, Howled Fowl, neutral, 3-mana 3/3 gold follower. Fanfare, if an enemy follower is in play, changes follower's attack and defense to X and Y. X and Y are equal to the attack and defense of a random enemy follower. So if your opponent has just a very big follower, just a, like, let's say like a Bahamut, just a 9/9, just play Hamza, becomes a 9/9, and they can just evolve it and swing over. Hamza's just what I think is just a meme, and they just needed a good old neutral follower just to slap in there. Yeah, the meme is still alive. The Duck is here. The Duck is here to destroy everyone and everyone's deck. And yep, that's it for the mini expansion reveals. Just a lot of old favorites coming back, a lot of newcomers, and just a bunch of just very good and solid cards. That's what mini expansions are usually for. Just cards that's to help existing archetypes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully when the new expansion drops, I will start making deck videos again. Hopefully the meta is still not just Vengeance Blood and Alana Haven. They'll still be there, but I hope it's not just them as the top dogs. I feel like Alana will still be one of the top dogs, but I think Vengeance will die down a little bit if these new decks are coming out. So yeah, that's it for the deck. That's it for the mini expansion card spoilers. And Gene out.